What's good, YouTube? Anti-Yami here, back with another video. And in today's video, we got a reaction to Snake Eyes White Forest combo deck list, the meta will that was undiscovered before the ban list. Which I like White Forest Snake Eyes. When I played it, it was very fun, especially without original. You had to be very creative on how you bridge the engines together. But I scrapped the deck list because I felt like it was just doing a little bit too much, and it had its own core issues, especially like normal summoning, especially bonfire going to 1 now. It becomes a little bit harder to do it. So I'm gonna check out this video and we're gonna see what he comes up with and figure out what's going on. So yeah, let's just see what's going on. But if you guys haven't heard of Kenji, he's a great guy, comes in a lot of my videos and stuff like that. Big cooker. So I'm very excited to see what this is going to bring to the table. And yeah, let's see what's going on.
What's up, guys? Kenji603 coming at you with another White Forest kind of combo slash experimental deck list. Now, what I will preface this by saying is that this combo and this deck, or this version of this deck, is probably not viable in this current 30-day meta that we have before Allen, as well as post Allen. There's just better stuff. But prior.
He's not wrong. There's a lot of this better things you can be doing, because the way I look at decks in archetypes, how like which is better than the other one, comes down to power level and consistency. But if you think about like, hey, what's the best combo deck of the format? If your combo deck is not better than another combo deck, then typically there's no reason to ever play your combo deck unless it's like underrated or people will misplay versus it and stuff like that. It's just unknown. It gets the unknown factor. But if your deck is like it's Snake Eyes, right? So your deck, a lot of people know what your deck does. Probably not in today's format, but a lot of people know what it does. So it's not like that sneaky. It's not like, I don't know, penguins out of nowhere. It's underrated. It's a great combo deck and it does, you know, whatever. So just all that in mind, unless you really like this deck and you believe in it, that's a whole different subject. But if you're trying to figure out like what's the best combo deck, or should I play this, or should I spend thousands of dollars of maxing out this deck because I want to play it and try to win the next YCS, might be a stretch. But yeah, this is other things better out there. But again, let's see.
Prior to the ban list, this could have potentially been one of the topping meta decks, and I think as a community we just kind of missed the potential combos that I'm about to show you that could have put this deck into contention, and mainly because now we've lost more starters because Bonfire got hit off the list, and Snake Eyes Poplar is not a 1-card starter, it's only Snake Eyes Ash. So prior to that you had about 5 starters with 3 Bonfire, 1 Ash, 1 1-for-1, where now you have 2 Snake Eyes Ash, 1 Bonfire, 1 1-for-1. So it's a little bit difference of starters to ratios for that engine. But if we were able to find this prior to the ban list, I believe that it could have gave White Forest the edge that it might have needed. So
I don't know if he had, I'm pretty sure he has seen like my Millennium stuff, and he has seen just kind of like the themes and stuff in general. I don't think Snake Eyes is the better engine to play in replacements of those engines, just because Snake Eyes just do what it does by itself so well. And if you get to the point where Snake Eyes bridges into White Forest, I feel like you're winning with the Snake Eye deck. So that's why I came to the conclusion that I felt like it wasn't worth it to blend these 2 decks together, because it's just so much effort to blend them together. It's not that natural. You can do it, but it takes so much out of like, instead of full comboing with Snake Eyes, you had to like, I'll do semi combo and then try to bridge White Forest. Then White Forest does stuff, and then I guess you kind of tie it together at the end. So it's a little bit different, but it's a fun deck for sure. It's very fun, and I'll talk about some of the weaknesses of the deck list, or not this deck list, but the deck in general, of why I scrapped it. So yeah, let's hop into it and see what's up.
So I still wanted to share the combo for people that were always Snake Eyes White Forest enjoyers. There is a large, I think, percentage of the White Forest community that was very excited to play Snake Eyes White Forest before Original got banned. And then we were really not able to ever find
I'm gonna be real with you. Original that was the best hit. Like, I miss Original, and I'm not biased. I love Snake Eyes. I love the deck to death, right? But I knew to make Snake Eyes balanced, Original needed to go. And unfortunately, it hurt decks like the Rescue Ace deck and other things like that. Like, the Snake Eye deck is still viable. When I say viable, I guess still playable. I wouldn't say like you can technically win with the deck. I mean, it got second place at the French Open, pure. So yeah, the deck can do really well. If you get the right pilot, the right deck list, you can definitely win with this deck for sure. But again, Mission, too many engines that they do work together in a capacity very well, but it's how consistent the engines work together and on combinations of how does it play through hand traps and how does it help going second through your opponent's interruptions. Again, let's keep going.
A combo, even though there was one, that still made that variant of the deck work. So I'm going to get right into it. I will show you guys the combo, and then I will also show you guys the deck list afterwards. So basically the necessary requirements is 1 Snake Eyes Ash and 1 Infinite Impermanence. If you open 1 for 1, it does the same thing, just without the normal summon, and Bonfire just gets you to Snake Eyes Ash. So your normal Ash, go Ash.
One more pause here real quick before we get into this. Sorry for all the pausing, but if we somehow, I mean, I know how to bridge the White Forest engine was 1 Snake Eye Ash is usually through Sprend. I'm gonna see how he does it. I'm very interested.
Ash effect to add Poplar, and then Poplar effect.
The fact that he's doing this without a replay, goats. I love it when people do replays because it's faster, but when people do it naturally, it just gives a extra thumbs up in my book.
Summon yourself out. Poplar effect to grab Dramatic Chase. You then want to link off the Poplar into an Anima. Poplar effect to spell and trap itself.
Oh, by the way, no fill spell here. That is very interesting. We're going for a Dramatic Chase over the fill spell. I guess this is the reason why the White Forest stuff will come up, but interesting.
And here you want to link off the Snake Eyes Ash and the Anima.
Oh, we're linking. We're not even flame purging here. We're linking. Okay.
And to Cross Sheep. Nothing crazy.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see what's happening. So we're going into Doom Dragon.
Crazy here so far. You want to activate Dramatic Chase, which if you guys aren't familiar with this card, says place 1 Diabellstor monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. And then the rest of it is not really relevant.
It can be, but depends on the situation.
To the combo.
Well, to the combo, it probably doesn't matter.
Could come up in like a grindier game, so it is important to know if you are going to play the deck, but just for the sake of the combo, we're not going to go over it.
Yep.
And then you're placing the Snake Eyes Diabellstor. So at this point, you want to activate the Snake Eyes Diabellstor, special summoning itself, and placing the Snake Eyes Ash in the back row. You then want to send these 2 away for Doom Dragon. Now this is going to trigger your Cross Sheep to special summon out the Snake Eyes Ash. You then want a Snake Eyes Ash effect to send itself in the Doom Dragon to summon out Flameburge.
Okay.
Now here you want to go Flameburge effect to place either Anima or Doom Dragon in the back row. Does not matter. It's basically just...
I see what's happening here because now he's going to make a Chorozo. Yeah, he's going to make a Chorozo. Wait, wouldn't it better to be Anima here because you can actually technically go Chorozo with these 2? And then link these 2 off for like an IP or something, and then Synchro 6.
It's going to be a free send for our White Forest stuff once we get to it. So at this point, you want to link off the Flameburge and the Cross Sheep.
Okay, so we're linking these 2 off. So I was thinking about linking these 2 off. But okay.
into a sprint, and then you go.
Okay. Sprint. Okay. Okay. I see now. So we're gonna sprint dump a stellar. Okay. All right.
So sprint 1, Flamebridge 2.
Yeah. Bring back 2.
It doesn't entirely
But yeah, wouldn't it still be better for it to be Anima because it's a spellcaster and you can link these two off?
matter. Most of the times they're not holding Ash Blossom for this long into the combo. So Flamebridge is going to summon out both Poplar.
I mean, that's also not fair to say that because this is basically a 1-card combo. So if they had Ash, here's Ash, your Ash, and you lose. Jokes aside, but no, I know what he means.
In Snake Eyes Ash, and then Sprint is going to dump your Stellar. From here, you have an extra deck monster and a spellcaster, so you can turn Sprint and Diabellister into Chorozo.
Okay, so I'm thinking here, is he gonna use this for something that I don't know about? Huh, we'll see.
And then you can do Chorozo plus Ash plus Poplar into Reselia. And this is how you get to your White Forest cards. Now, Reselia, this could be a one-card combo that got you to Diabell plus Sinful Spoils or the Azamina stuff. If you wanted to go further, because you're able to dump the Stellar off of the Sprint, you'd be able to send it. You'd be able to get it back if you send a Spell or Trap off of the Reselia. If not, you can send the one that you spell and trapped. You're just not going to get the Stellar back. But
I'm glad he said that because I think a lot of people don't know that this is even the case when you go droplets. Because if you go droplets here, and this is considered as a continuous spell, but it's still a monster card. So when you go droplets, your opponent can still activate like MST to your droplets because it's a monster card being sent by droplets. It's not a spell. So that will apply the same thing to a Stellar here. So you go send this with Doom Dragon, and then a Stellar won't trigger because it was a monster effect or a monster being sent by a monster effect, not a spell. So glad he said that.
you'll get the search, which will most likely be Azamina Elzet, and then you can make plays from there. So I just wanted to show this.
Which is why Imperm is here for the discard off this, so you can trigger this. Okay.
Feeling of potentially sending a spell and trap versus sending this. And then as well as explain, we're playing Sprint over something like Moon of the Closed Heaven, which could also be a thing, because you could go Moon into Lacrima, send Engraver, Moon into Requiem, summon Lacrima, send Engraver, and then you could equip the Requiem to the Lacrima, and then send the Requiem and the Snake Eyes Diabellister to then make the Chorozo, and you would still get basically the same outcome. It plays way harder into Nib, as well as, if you can tell, this whole combo plays.
And remember when I was talking about how the deck has weaknesses, and I was going to talk about it later. 1 is Dro, 2 is Nib, 3, if you don't have a certain hand, a correct hand, sometimes these soft hand traps, or if they open 2 soft hand traps, your turn is over. So this just depends. Sometimes it's so gassy it plays through like everything, but it's very rare that happens. And Charmies destroyed his deck as well, so it's just like a lot of weaknesses in his deck, which I feel like this particular deck, Liz, if this ever gets to like a top 32 in the YCS, it's either A, it was their day, or B, they're the best player in that entire room.
Directly into Nib, Androl, but prior to the ban list coming out, those cards weren't as relevant as they are now. So in that meta, it could have been viable to do so. And even if you were to get hit by those cards and say you just had a Sylvie in hand, you end on full combo. So they don't, it doesn't per se force it though, so it still could end at the same spot. So there's some caveats to it, but it increases the consistency of the deck and it increases the ceiling of the deck. So for here, I'm just going to show what it'd be like if you sent a Spell or Trap, just to kind of show you guys the full ceiling. From here, I add, was it LZ? I believe LZ. Yep, and then you summon out the Stellar because the Spell or Trap was sent. And
because you're already normal summoned, and LZ will get you into Arusia, so that's really good. And then the Stellar will get you into Sylvie.
Then you can Stellar send this, get to your Sylvie. Sylvie can then get you Tails or Woes, whichever one you would like.
In this particular situation, I feel like it should be Woes here, but you technically didn't go through your no, because this searches your Azumina Ezet. So yeah, this definitely should be Woes here, personally. But
and then at this point, again, if you're not caring about Nib whatsoever, what I do is I go into an IP.
Nib doesn't exist. It's not a real card. Like Droll, those cards don't exist. It's just in your head.
I go LZ, pitch the Tails, add the Azumina LZ, reset the Tails. I activate the Tails and grab the Rusilia. And then from here you can link the IP and the LZ into Promethean Princess, which can then revive back any fire, obviously the ones that are properly summoned. We can do Snash here. And then you can link these off into the Whale. So now you have a Promethean Princess plus Whale set up. And then you can special this, make a Queen, 1/2, add back, usually add back Tails or add back Infinite Impermanence. It's most likely just going to be a draw one off the Rusilia or a send off the Queen, so it's not too big of a deal. But then this gets you your Deception. And then you have Deception. You can place this back in the extra if you want, summon this out, do this effect, add the Hollowed this way, activate the Hollowed. I'm just going to grab this real quick because the Hollowed's going to summon the Rusilago by sending the Deception. The Rusilago is going to add the Wanted. And then you do the typical play, add back the Hollowed by putting this back to the top of the deck, or shuffle it back into the deck. Then you do this and this. You get a Witch, and you summon your Iliasilva. And then at this point, you can summon your Rusia, and you can go effect. I'm just going to add an Ash Blossom just to show that, and then you can turn these into a Chaos Angel if you wanted to. You could play a second Chaos Angel instead of this Banshee, so that Chaos Angel is just a part of your end board. And then you can Wanted, Banish to put back to technically draw another. I'm just gonna again add an Ash, and then you can send one of these draws away for Diabellstar, and Diabellstar can set the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, which gives you Guardian Chimera access, which again could also be this Banshee. This is Experimentalist, so at this point you have this. The only thing that you have to remember is if you're going to summon back the Promethean Princess, it's going to have to be one of the last summons, just because it's going to put you on only being able to link or special summon fire monsters. So it's not, I guess, this Promethean Princess isn't as strong in this list because of that, because you're going to have to use your Queen first, you're going to have to use your Guardian Chimera first. But it's still very good because it's a layered interruption, as they say. It's in the graveyard, and also Whale is also going to be good because you can also special summon back out IP. So there's a lot of things you can do here, and you have to remember this was Snake Eyes Ash plus Imperm. So for instance, you would have 3 other cards in hand. So let's just grab Fuwalo. So this is what Ultimate Ceiling. This is what it looks like, just with the Snake Eyes Ash combo.
So let me back this up before we hop into this deck profile. So some of the things I've noticed in this particular list that is insane, that it also plays into all those hand traps we talked about earlier. Even when you substitute the Flame Banshee, because the Flame Banshee is in there, so your White Forest can bridge into your Snake Eyes by going into to level 4 monsters, search like Poplar or something, and then go from there, right? So, and even then, searching Poplar in that particular situation doesn't even really give you that much, because again, we just talked about, or at least he even said it, that Poplar is not a 1 card anything, so it doesn't really do much for you in that particular situation besides become a monster that becomes a continuous spell for your cost of your White Forest cards. So even then, it's not like super strong to White Forest into Snake Eyes, but Snake Eyes into White Forest seems like the play. So you kind of want to max out your Snake Eyes stuff to allow that to happen. But what I've noticed about this is that look at the extra deck. Like, this is a combination of, like, how you go against those plant combo decks, and they combo for like 3 years, and then this is their extra deck, and if you break their board, they're cooked. So if you go like Dark Ruler like evenly, they have no more grind, basically, right? So like the grind in this deck is less apparent because just like there's no more extra deck. If they go like something like, I don't know, spears, like spear mode or something, right? They hit like this, and this. I mean, you don't really have any more engine. Like you just kind of cooked on top of that, right? So that's the issues. Again, he said this is an experimental list and stuff like that, and I'm just giving my like inputs and stuff into the thing, right? More criticism and stuff like that to help improve the list and stuff like that. I had a list for Snake Eyes White Forest, and again, I scrapped it. It was not to this degree of like super like combo, like you just bridge both, and it was like had a bit of more recursion and not engine space. It wasn't too bad. It was like 13 cards or 12 cards or something. But did it play what Fiendsmith too? No, it didn't play Fiendsmith. It didn't play Fiendsmith because you don't have the extra deck space for it. But yeah, seems a bit interesting. I almost feel like you can actually throw in like a Millennium package and play Zombie Vampire, and you can do some more things because you're already playing Doom Dragon, and Doom Dragon plus the Millennium stuff is really good blend. So that could be something you can throw in, and you're playing more spells because you're playing Millennium cards. You're also playing the fill spell. You can actually use like Black Wish to send the fill spell and activate. I don't even know if he's playing the fill spell. Guess we'll find out. But that's a thing to take away. The other thing too is that if you're ever playing Fire Fist, Snake Eyes, and you remember he talked about that you can pop the well and well can get back IP. What typically happens is why Amblawell is not very good in pure Snake Eye list. It's because if you go Corinthian Princess pop the Amblawell, IP can't summon itself back out because you're Fire Link. So you have to summon a Fire Link too, which I believe in his graveyard he has no Fire Links ever at all. So no Hita, no Nightmare, Phoenix, none of that stuff. So this IP is just not even on the end board for the most case. Like the only time IP will ever come up if, say for example, if your opponent, like, I don't know, Smashing Ground, something spell related to pop your Amblawell, and that's the only time that would happen. But then on top of that, if you look at this end board too, you don't have any more fire monsters. So like, say for example, if I go Subversion, for an example, spelling trapping Amblawell, your Corinthian Princess is gone, and then your IP is gone. You still have this, which you most likely you will Subversion anyway, because that's scary. And then you also have like protection on this too, but like I don't want to waste a protection trying to protect this. Like it feels like kind of like not what you really want to do. And then you still have this, which is really, really good. And then we have the quick play spell that in this particular situation doesn't do anything because you don't play a really real target to fusion summon into. Guardian Chimera could be an idea, which will give this a little bit more value. Or, hear me out, you can also go Betrayal. And I've been preaching this because look, we have a Black Witch on board. So if we throw in Betrayal instead of, playing this card, You don't even need an extra deck space. You just play Betrayal plus Black Witch, and that could be another interruption that you can have in your end board without throwing away an extra deck slot for this card being live. So another thing to think about for that. But that's my insights on just like this particular combo in general. And I think I'll yapped enough about it. So let's just see the deck list.
All right, guys. So that was the combo. This is the deck list kind of showing it. We'll go through it really quick. 3 LZ, 3 Sylvie, 1 Rusia, 1 LZ Azamina, 1 Stellar, 1 Tails,
Standard,
1 Woes, 1 Physical Spoils the Light Forest, 1 Hollowed. I'm playing 2 Wanted for the sake.
2 Wanted. I know he likes 40. He is a big 40 guy, right? So I can understand that. But if you really, really wanted to, let's say, keep it at 40 and want to play like more engine, you can actually technically cut Sylvie to 2. You can play 2 Sylvie, play 3 Wanteds because it's an extender. Yeah, you're cutting one of your starters, but yeah, you definitely you can make a Sylvie by turning Sylvie into Chorozo here. Because once you go to your Chorozo, your Sylvie kind of loses a little bit of value. You don't really need it. You still want to have Sylvie in rotation, and it's still a very strong normal summon. But I feel like I'd rather have 3 Wanteds instead of like 3 Sylvies, because that also conflicts with your Snake Eye Ash. And if you somehow draw into Poplar, and you're thinking about like, do I summon this or summon this? Most likely you always summon this, but then you have a Poplar that's stuck in your hand. And then now Snake Eye Ash and Bonfire are dead because now you have Snake Eye Poplar in your hand. So these cards are not extenders. And I noticed that we're not even playing Oak in this list either. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's hear it out.
Take a space. 1 Deception, 1 Witch. Tech cards, you got about 15 slots here, so 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Imperm, 3 Fua, and then the Trinity. And then the Snake Eyes engine itself.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's 15 and 40. It's pretty good.
Is 2 Snake Eyes Ash, 1 for 1. 1 Bonfire, 1 Poplar, 1 Diabellstar, 1 Flameburge, 1 Dramatic Chase. So I know...
So no fill spell either. No fill spell. Okay. I mean, I feel like the best part about Snake Eyes is the fact that you can play around with the fill spell. It becomes really, really annoying, especially in those deeper grind games with your opponent. So not every single deck list need to be at 40 because of like, oh, it's consistent. I mean, I feel like you can add Dramatic Chase, the fill spell, Poplar, Oak, and I feel like the deck list would still be fine, right? Like it skews the number of starters you will see in most of your starting hands, but it also breaks up the bricks in your deck too, because like this is technically like a extender, it's not really a starter. People think this card is a starter. It is not, because it does nothing by itself. It's more of an extender. Once you are already playing or you have to commit something, then you can activate this. Like these cards can be awkward by themselves. This can be awkward by itself. Like these are okay. Like these 3 are okay. Black Witch is okay by itself. Let's give you something. These are all down engine slots. Like who cares? And then you have Poplar, which is very awkward by itself. And then you got your bricks here, and this is awkward by itself too. And you're playing Dramatic Chase, and Dramatic Chase is really good with Betrayal, because at the very minimum you can go Dramatic Chase, Spell and Trap, Black Witch, go in phase, banish this, summon Black Witch set Betrayal, and then you can go Betrayal on your opponent's turn, Black Witch activate its effect in grave, bring itself back, and then you can summon or set this, or you can set Wanted for follow-up. You have an interruption with the Dramatic Chase. So yeah, that's some of the things I've noticed, but let me hear his reasoning.
Oh, sorry, I'll go through the extra real quick. We'll do Queen, Gracilia, Silvera, Chaos Angel, Ilya Silva, Rusia Lago, Cross Sheep, Anima, Doom Dragon, Chorozo, Sprint, Promethean Princess, Whale, IP, and then an extra slot here. So this could be like your Guardian Chimera if you wanted to run this. If you aren't going to run this, I would highly recommend the Slumber, just because it will give you an interruption off of the Witch at the end there. And this card, while it is good, this card can kind of function.
Also, I'm a big Slumber hater. I'm just gonna be real. I hate this card. I think this card is trash. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack from a lot of White Forest players out there, but I think this card is not good at all. It's a Book of Moon. And yeah, it's a Simple Spoils card. Yeah, it's cool. Now, I feel like in the next format, and I'm not saying you shouldn't ever play Slumber, but I just don't think it does enough. And I think it just, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's awkward. Yeah, it works by itself, but like, it's just a Book of Moon. Like, and it only works on special summon monsters. And there's some cool tricks you can do with it, especially if you're playing like Regina, because you can actually have this card in your graveyard and have Regina on board, and then on your opponent's turn, you can activate Slumber to set itself to pop 2, which honestly is probably better than the Book of Moon in general, especially in today's meta. But not a fan of this card. I just think it's not that great. Yeah, you can use it for Hollow to send it to the graveyard and you can reset it. Yes, valuable in that regards. But there are some situations where you'll probably want to set this and then use Hollow on this when it's resetted, right, to get more value out of it. And you can't do that because it will be banished. So if this doesn't get sent to the graveyard, Hollow doesn't resolve with a summon. So I don't know. I just think it's a little strange. And again, it depends on your deck list, because I will never shame a card unless it's correct in the deck list. But I feel like in this list, I would not play it at all. You already have a lot of funny cards you don't want to see. And adding this is not going to help those funny hands.
In the same ways, as long as you have a level 5 or higher illusion monster, which you most likely are always getting to, you can always reset it. So that's kind of like the changes. Prior to, the ban list, we could have played this, which would have been a lot more starters to bricks ratio. And I know some people are probably going, oh, you got like 4 bricks. Like, yes, they technically are. They're not the worst of bricks.
Yeah, they're bricks, but these bricks are called engine requirements. You have to play them, so it's just part of the engine's weakness, as they say.
Especially like Poplar and Dramatic Chase. Flamebridge, we're just gonna be honest, that's a straight brick. Snake Eyes Diabolister, there's ways that you can kind of mitigate it, but yeah, these two, in my opinion, are more or less the true bricks. These two will get you to multiple spells and trap sends, an IP, a sprint. So there's ways to make like these 2 cards useful, so that if you draw these with like just White Forest stuff, it's actually not as bad. Like even just Deception sending Poplar is pretty good, because you get value from it. You also get the Anima, which people don't play around Anima at the current moment, or I guess you wouldn't play this list for the current moment. This is definitely a missed deck idea prior to this recent ban list. So yeah, so now you just have to play the Snake Eyes Asha 2, which is considerably worse, also because they are just hard normal summons, where like Bonfire, if you had Sylvie, could get you Poplar, which could get you at least, Poplar into Anima, Spell and Trap itself. That's 1 Spell and Trap send. It also gets you Dramatic Chase, which is then another Spell and Trap send. And even potentially more, because if you go Snake Eyes Diabolister to put the Poplar back, then you got another Spell and Trap send. So prior to the ban list, playing 3 Bonfire and 1 Ash and 1 1-for-1 was infinitely better for this engine. Can still work, so I don't want to discredit it too much, but in my opinion, it's definitely a missed deck idea or combo or list that us as a community missed out on prior to the ban list. So leave your thoughts and comments down below. I know there's a lot of Snake Eyes White Forest enjoyers out there, so I figured I would just make a quick video just to kind of show it. I will be taking it to sneak peek just for kind of the fun of it, to be honest with you. So I will be trying it out myself in the current format. So I pray for not too many drolls in the main deck. Well, other than that, thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe. All right, bye-bye.
Okay. So yeah, that was the video. I can't wait for him to see this so you can kind of hear kind of like my takes from it and stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad idea. Again, there's a lot of issues with not the deck list, but the deck in general. I mean, there's a couple of changes I would make for the deck list for sure. And yeah, I think it's a cool idea, and it sucks that you can't combine both these lores because they're so close to being like together, right? But obviously it's just a little bit different. So but yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys for all watching, and if you guys want to see more in our like reactions and stuff to certain videos and stuff, you guys want me to watch your video and have my takes on it and stuff like that, again, leave a comment down below and say, hey, I have a YouTube video that you want me to check out. Do it. And I also have a Discord too, so if you want me to say, hey, react to this on stream or on YouTube, hey, I'm here. So again, thank you guys for all watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.